It's 11 a.m. Here's Splash. And I just witnessed something that has me convinced that one of the cats in this house is a complete lunatic. Like, this cat is just crazy. Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. So I was walking down the hall and Boo was here. He wanted to go to his room and Nancy was here. And Nancy had her eyes on Boo and Boo's looking at Nancy. So there was like a little bit of a stand down. So I got in Nancy's way and I just kind of shoot her that way down the hall. And Boo went into his room. I go about my morning and then like 5 minutes later, Nancy's here and Boo's drinking water. And I was like, Nancy, you don't have to bother Boo. Let's go. So I shoot her down the hallway again. Well, this time she stops here and she sees Splash in that direction. So Splash was here. He had just come out of the litter box. So Nancy runs up to Splash and decides that she's going to start like swatting at him, and he was swatting at her. So it was like a cat fight, but they weren't touching each other. So then I come into the room and start yelling at them to break it up. And then Nancy did something that makes me think she's a complete lunatic. She literally skipped. I've never seen a cat skip before, but she skipped like a kid skips, like a happy kid skips. She skipped through this room, down the hall, into my bedroom, happy as a clam, even though her tail was big and puffy, completely happy, skipping through this room, skipping down the hall, went straight into my bedroom, underneath the bed, and I shut the door. Which leads me to think that Nancy is just crazy. I mean, she ambushed Splash just for the joy of it, and then she was so happy she skipped around the house. You okay, Splash? She's in my room right now. Here's Boo. So I was away all day yesterday. So the cats had breakfast out of their automated feeders. They had crunchies for breakfast today. They had crunchies for dinner yesterday. And they had crunchies for breakfast yesterday. So they've had crunchies for the past 3 meals. And also yesterday, the Lucky 7 were downstairs all day. So they're not the happiest when they're downstairs all day. They'd much rather be upstairs during the day. But, you know, if I'm away, I'm not letting all 11 cats be together because of what I just witnessed. If all the cats got along wonderfully, there would not be a problem. But if we still have cats like Nancy instigating issues with the OG4, then every time I leave for like a full day or more, they have to be separated. Right, Boat? It's 4:15 p.m. and Nancy's been sleeping on the bed. And I wanted to show you her because Nancy tends to sleep with her eyes partially open. And I've noticed it a few times, so I was going to film it. But she heard the camera turn on. So now she shut her eyes and she moved. But she looks very happy and very comfortable. Ziggy. So there is a carrier in the corner of the room. It does not have a door on the front of it, but it's a fully assembled carrier. And Ziggy has been laying in it. The same way that Stella likes to lay in the carrier in the living room. Ziggy discovered this one. She's been in there like so many times today. Every time I go near it though, she runs out. So maybe she's afraid of being caught in there. I don't know. I think it's just a good sign that she'll go in there to begin with. It's 6:15. I just looked outside. And the deer family's across the street. I guess they're coming around to eat some dinner. And there's the baby. And there's the mother. And the father's hanging out with them also. He has pretty big antlers right now. Alright, they just walked into the woods. But they were walking alongside the woods just a minute ago. Meanwhile, look at what's going on here. Look who's on top of the bunk beds. That's Ziggy and Sammy. They're so happy laying together up there. It is 7:30 a.m. and here's Stella. She jumped on the bed this morning to get some pets. And I am dealing with like a summer cold or a summer flu, and it has not been fun. It started last week as a sore throat on the left side of my throat. Then the next day it was a sore throat just in the back of my throat, like it moved. And then the sore throat left and I had like a sinus issue going on. And then the sinus issue also became like chest congestion. And then the sinus issue and the chest congestion also became a backache. So that's what I've been dealing with. Oh, and throwing a slight fever around the time of the sore throat and the sinus congestion. And also add a cough to the current situation. And it has not been fun. And I've been trying to rest as much as possible. But unfortunately, it feels like every other day I have to be somewhere like super early in the morning, which has not been helpful at all. And then I don't get back until like 4 or 5 hours later. And then that just saps all my energy for the day. So I'm just trying to get through every day. And it's just really slowing me down. And I just can't wait for this to pass because I love summer and the weather has been pretty nice. And I hate not being able to be out and enjoy it. And I hate not having like full energy to be able to do everything that I need to do on a daily basis. Like it's horrible. So that's what's been going on here. I think today it'll be like a week since the sore throat started. Hopefully in a few days, like all the symptoms will be gone. But right now, it's just not fun at all. It's 10 a.m. Here's Ziggy. Here's Sammy. And we just got done with the morning routine for the cats. So all the cats got combed. And then they all got breakfast. And they got breakfast in 2 portions. First a mouse-sized portion, and then, a half hour, 45 minutes later, another mouse-sized portion. So I went through the full meal-size portion of food that I defrost for them. And cousin Oliver outside also got his meal. Nancy's eating a few crunchies in the kitchen right now. And I'm just going to clean up the kitchen. I've already eaten some fresh fruit today. I've had some juice. Hopefully today will be a nice day to relax, but I also do need to get some work done. So it's going to be a work from home, relaxing type day, hopefully. I do have to go out at some point to the post office and possibly to run one necessary errand, but I'm just going to try to keep all that kind of stuff to a minimum. It's about 3:30 p.m. and I'm taking a break. And I'm laying down on the bed with the cats. Here's Ziggy and Richard and Nancy, and there's Sammy in the back. She's going to jump on the tower. Here she goes. This is what these 3 do when I lay on the bed in the afternoon. They like to gather around me and get pets. And if you've never laid down with your cats in the afternoon, I would highly suggest doing that, especially if you want to get to know your cats, because they definitely reveal themselves to you. Hey, Richard. How are you, Richard? Ziggy is very feminine and delicate, and she's like a girly girl. She's like a girly girl. Ziggy loves pink things. And that's her energy. That's the energy she puts out. Richard is such a nice boy. Like, he's just a nice boy. He's polite. And he loves Nancy. He just has some instincts to kind of like ambush the other cats. He hasn't done it in a while, so I don't want to jinx it. But it's just like an instinctual thing with him. But other than that, he's super nice. Like super nice. Like such a nice boy. And Nancy's a nice girl too. Even though she likes to test her limits with the other cats. But overall, she's very thankful and grateful to be living in a comfortable and warm house. Right, Nancy? And she's very thankful to be with all of her family members. Right, Richard? So this is what the cats like to do in the afternoon. And I'm still not feeling too good, which is why I'm laying down. I'm probably going to lay here, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes. Just to kind of regroup. Maybe take a very short nap. And then get back to what I need to get done today. Or what I might do is relax a little while and then do the cat chores for the rest of the day. Scoop the litter, change the water, figure out what they're eating for dinner, and get that done early so that way I can spend more time relaxing later. I still need to get my energy back. I'm still kind of running slow right now. I have enough raw food to last 2 more breakfasts, I believe. So I'm just trying to stretch it out because I'm definitely not in the mood to be making a big batch of homemade raw food. I just don't have the energy back yet. So hopefully after a few more days, then I will. I was surprised with how much I was able to get done today. So, I mean, I'm definitely feeling better because I was able to get more done than I thought I would. But I don't want to jinx myself or have any kind of setbacks. It is almost 8 p.m. and there's Stella hanging out on a cat tower. Boo's in the other room on a cat tower. Simba's in another cat tower, but it's going to be too dark to see him. Splash is hanging out on the play rug. And today is the first day that I have not seen Cousin Oliver in like a long time. Usually he comes every day for breakfast and dinner. Sometimes he might skip a meal, but then I'll look outside and I'll see the food's gone. But I did not see him for breakfast, and I put food out and nobody ate the food. And I have not seen him for dinner yet. I'm probably going to put some food out and see if he comes by to eat it. But I don't know what's going on with him. I just wanted to document this because this is the first time he hasn't come by to eat in a while. It's 10:20 p.m. I'm walking around the house picking up things, and I'm just about to go to bed. And look what's going on here. So these are 4 plates because the cats finished their meal here. And they had some crunchies earlier, and there's still crunchies on the plates. Like, I gave them crunchies, and they're like, yeah, well, we had enough. So this is, like, new for the cats, because in the past, if I would give them crunchies, they would, like, devour all of them immediately, and now they don't do that. But they've been on, like, this split feeding schedule. Here's Stella. And, you know, they've been getting, like, let's say 1.5 ounces of breakfast, and then like an hour or 2 later, the rest of their breakfast. And the same thing for their dinner. So they get like a half portion of their dinner, then a little while later they get another half portion of their dinner, and then they'll get like a few crunchies after that. And I don't know, maybe they're more satisfied with this feeding schedule than just 2 straight meals. They're actually getting less food when I split it up this way because the portions that they end up getting end up being a little bit smaller than if I just gave them their full portion. Here's Simba. And they're not gobbling up every crunchie that I give them. Now, what's very interesting is that I guess their instinctual or natural feeding cycle is starting to emerge because Simba likes to kind of scavenge leftovers hours later. That's what he loves doing. So in the middle of the night, he'll go to all the plates and he'll kind of finish what's on them, or else he'll do it like really early in the morning, like 4 a.m. That's when Simba is interested in like food, where, you know, Stella and Boo are not interested at that time. Splash loves eating his meals. Splash is the best eater. Whatever I give him at mealtime, he'll pretty much eat unless it's something new. Then he's afraid of it at first. And Stella and Boo are really good at mealtimes also. They'll usually eat at least, you know, the first half of their meal. Sometimes they won't want the second half, but sometimes they will. But Simba has ended up being fussy at mealtimes. Sometimes he doesn't want to eat much at mealtimes, and it's because he wants to scavenge leftovers. That's what he really enjoys doing. I should also say, thankfully, I can do this because I don't want to jinx anything, but we haven't had ant issues recently. It's been quite a while since I've walked in here and I've seen ants on the floor. And what I will usually do is actually pick these up and put them in the kitchen because we haven't had any ant issues there either. So maybe that's what I'll do just to be on the safe side, because now that I'm talking about it, I know I'm going to jinx it. So I'll pick these up, put them in the kitchen, and Simba will go and scavenge them there. Even Nancy left some crunchies on the floor. I gave these to Nancy. She was sitting here before. She only ate part of them. It is 10:31 a.m. And I just realized something. I was looking for Ringo, and I found him by the open window in Boo's room. And look who's on the cat tower. I don't know if you could see it, because he might just be in a shadow. That's Simba. Simba's in the cat tower, and Ringo's by the window. This is a first. So I gave the cats a little bit of very early breakfast this morning when I woke up. Then when I went back downstairs to give the Lucky Seven the rest of their breakfast and to flea comb them, Ringo was meowing and meowing and meowing, and all he wanted to do was come upstairs. I was like, what is going on? But I guess this is why. I guess he smelled the air because I had the windows open this morning. He probably smelled it coming from under the kitchen door. So he was like one of the first cats upstairs today. He's very happy right now. And here's Richard. I still have to flea comb Richard. Sometimes he doesn't like being flea combed downstairs. Sometimes I'll go down there and he'll be like, I'm not going to be flea combed. He'll go underneath like a piece of furniture. So I am going to do that now. And then I'll probably clean up what's left of their breakfast. I usually leave maybe 2 plates that still have food on them. And I'll put the rest of the leftovers away. Cousin Oliver did show up this morning. I didn't see him all day yesterday, so I wasn't sure what was going on with him, but he showed up this morning, so I put some food out for him, and he ate it. And I am starting to get more energy back, and thankfully, my back does not hurt nearly as much as it has over the past few days. I was able to sleep better because over the past few days, I could only sleep in one position, which was, directly on my back. I couldn't sleep on my side or else my back hurt. So I had to sleep on my back. But last night, I could actually sleep on my left side and my back didn't hurt. So that was good. And today I can move around a little bit more without pain. So that's good also. So moving in the right direction. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.